now they're here to try and prove their worth in the 2024 Honor of Kings Championship. But let's go into the draft. Starting off, we have bans like the Diadea and the Dolia for Impunity, and then over to BSE, we are looking at the Huan and the Musashi.
Yeah, most of the situational drafting that BSSB has been doing, they have been reactive. They've been given a lot of power picks. That which was the SHREW. I've been a favorite for teams of today, but not so much of a win rate. Depending on how you're gonna amp up your early game, right? It's all about that momentum you start with the SHREW and how to complement that throughout.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those heroes that's kind of like on a bit of a timer in the early game. Yeah, she's able to do great combos when she's got all her 3 skills going on for her. But then into the late game, if you've got some serious crazy CC, like we see from the Lady Jen, that could be a stop and start there for the SHREW, but that's going to be paired with the Lady Sun.
Yeah, and with that kind of pairing, we have been seeing great matches as well. And Arlie too, like Impunity, you guys told me that it could be a great change right now that they want to bounce back on how they want to deal against BSE. Like all of the storylines that BSE started from this series was all about like, yeah, David and Goliath mass, baptism of fire. So I hope Impunity, with all the losses they had, they're more ready to answer. And Arlie has been a favorite and a great power pick as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery one, right? She's able to use her Paracel to make sure she can place it in very strategic brushes, in places far away from the team fight. So as she tried to kind of like dives in with a TP and then just takes down one of the squishy heroes on the side of BSE. But then they pair that with the Dune, right? And we saw this in Alpha 7 series, that the Dune was a very sought-for hero, soaks a lot of damage in the early game, and has the CC, and has the Unruly Blade to get it out.
Yeah, one thing also that I'm also amazed, rather, that I've seen with Dune is the late game potential. And how he has become one of the answers of the front line. Mainly initiations, you have the pullback factor as we call it. And this really sums up like maybe a last man defense, knowing that they ban off the Ogre as well as the Mayin. We know how BS sometimes reacts to get the Ogre too, but they don't mind at all. They take off the Mozzie as well as the Dharma. So one thing that's open, what's going to be the jungler here for BSE?
I mean, looking at this, right, we have quite agile heroes so far. Pairing the Lu Bang is going to make a lot of sense here. Either it's going to be in more than likely the Clash lane, right, because Ming is going to be paired with the Lady Sun, going for that hyper carry potential into the farm lane. We saw it on their Team Vitality, worked very well their first few games, and it worked very well today to get them their only win on their series. But right now, I feel like they need another tankier hero in the jungle. So we could look at something like the Monkey. We know that Musang King plays that.
Yeah, I think that could still be an option since they've been trimming down the best possible ways from the Clash lane or jungle heroes of BSE. So with this kind of option that they have, they could actually go straight forward with it. So the Byron as well as the Zhang Fei. Okay. Kind of like we expected them to use this because it has been a great recipe for the front line.
I mean, it's as if we know what we're talking about, right? We was on about this in the introduction that the Zhang Fei may come through in this series, and it's going to come through for Impunity, and they pair that up with the Byron, so they have a lot of front lane engage. Like I said, we know what we're talking about. It's the Monkey pick, bro. There we go. It's like clockwork, baby.
Very good call there, sir. Very good.
I try my best. I try to look like I know what I'm doing and sound like what I'm doing. I definitely know what I'm doing right now, but I like both of these team comps. What about you guys? Where's your affinities lying in terms of this?
I just love the Ming Lady Sun combination. I think everybody else, don't get me wrong, there's the Liu Bang Monkey and the Lady Jen to kind of round this one out with the damage and the tankability and just, you know, the survivability. But this Lady Sun Ming combination is crazy to begin with, and then you just give it to BSE and you're gonna just see this one pop off. It's gonna be scary.
For the other side as well, like the SHREW, Arlie, Zhang Fei, good pairing too, but this requires a great tempo setup. Early game will also dictate the pace on how Impunity wanted to adjust this kind of lineup. Again, Arlie's not easy to accomplish for those of you who's trying to rank up this hero, but if you do get master or become a master of this hero, it will give you a lot of stars. Mind you, it's the best marksman there is, but timing is going to be eminent here.
Yes, we see that Li Feng is obviously going into the level 1 invade here, trying to take away the Azure Golem.
Oh, they got the knock up Jay. He actually has to flash. He's going to back off, but it looks like the blue has already been taken. Lin Feng will take this with the smite, and BSZ are actually down a buff.
Yeah, also a successful invade as well. They got a flash off of Zeo, so this is a very scary stationary position Ming that can take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy, right? We seem to see these level 1 invades only when it's against BSE. It's kind of like a power move. It's like, hey, we can do this. We're very successful at it. And then BSE's like, oh, okay, let's dismantle you.
I mean, that's scary to think of, right? If imagine you're building a Millennium Falcon Lego and somebody takes off like a major brick inside, yeah, that's a very hard thing to accept. Well, that's the thing that right now Impunity is trying to build blocks against BSE. As we take it into reference, this is like how do you stop a forming, moving deadly lineup such as the Lady Sun and the Ming. Two ladies, by the way, present for BSE, and this has been the meta that has been winning in HOKC.
Yeah, I think with the Lu Bang as well, it just means that you don't have to kind of always be rotating. You can stay up into the clash lane if you want to, and then you can use that battle command to just get down to any of your teammates, give them a big shield, and then just fly in with that CC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this one thing that they can do with the Dune and the Maishunui, it all depends how they start up. Yeah. Damage speaks for itself, Megumi on full rage. So we've seen some great Zhangfei plays today. I admit, I would really want to use this sooner, but the teams of today really can get a great factor in terms of late game comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it has it all right. It has the leap in Savior. You're able to go and dash to your teammates. You're able to use the Unbridled Outrage for some CC. Really separate a great counter engage. But again, we are seeing that Boost King is going to try and lock down that Azure Golem once more for himself, as we see that the gold lead is actually going in the favor of Impunity very slowly, but it's there for now. I feel like if the first blood goes off to BSE, that's really going to upset the gold.
Yeah, and with the first blood situation coming on of the games up to gate, sometimes it's takes a lot of momentum to be set up, right? If you depend on tempo, such as the Mai Shunui, we've seen some great and bad Mai Shunui plays today. But if you do want to make this like accomplished move against a BSE, you would want to have your right targets in with a flash.
Yeah, I feel like the Monkey's a great counter for the Mai Shunui. Yes, she's high frames, but when that Dream Roll hits, it's gonna hit with a impact that's gonna probably overthrow the power of the Mai Shunui, and then you can kind of drop the Destructive Deluge while she's stuck in place, make it even harder for this high-frame hero to get out of these team fights. But right now, it's a very much of a stalemate. The neutral objectives are up in about 25 seconds.
Yeah, Zay is level 4 as well as Junior or JR at a level 5. So with this, they're really approaching a way to start with the rotation, but they spotted Megumi.
Oh, the Umbrella Outburst, that's going to be committed. Firstly, JR trying to go in, but Ji-Hong is going to be killed. Jay taking a lot of damage. The Dream Roam, the two-man wind slash was on point, but it looks like BSZ are going to be down and giving up first blood.
Bro, commending Impunity on how they wanted to start that initiation. Perfect, crucial crowd control, and as well as recovery, not recovery, a follow-up right into the turret of BSE.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely surprised us, right? It surprised us with the level 1, successful level 1 invade, and then they go for the first blood. Works out very well, but right now they're trying
taking
to go
a lot of damage. It's going to be gone. The wind slash, he really wanted that blue, but he's going to go down. He gave himself up for that one.
Yep, a blue Christmas right now for the side of BSE, but it's not going to be there. It looks like they want to kind of try and rotate towards the Overlord, maybe even take out Mai Shunui. If they don't decide to go for that engage, maybe go and help the Clash lane, right?
Yeah, and it boils down on how this year's going to go, right? Looking at the BSE's movement right now, you want to take this Overlord? Yep, they had gotten kills against Impunity, not just yet, but this will create a pressure as well.
Yeah, pressure is what's needed for BSE right now. I mean, they are still slightly behind with the gold, nothing crazy, but it is going to mean that Impunity are ahead and are doing very well, if I say so myself. That's his MO, so if you think you can overcome that execute Kin on his Marco Polo, you get in here at MG space and 1v1 him. But right now, we are back into the game. Thank you very much for your patience, and it's a 1-1 draw between the kills, and right now, the gold lead has just gone into BSE's favor.
Yeah, completely. Now, it's 1-1. Let's see how the adjustment's gone for BSE. It takes some time for this Lady Sun to work, and it requires a lot of frontline for the defense. And we saw how Azay was shut down completely with a flash. I think with the recovery now at the moment of the game, positioning is going to be key, because a lot of ways that we see that Mai Shunui is being popped forward is the combo, you know, and how it works, right? A deadly combo, depending on how the items are just slowly pushing in or trying to gather in by Impunity.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the Overlord on their side right now for BSE, which is going to put a bit of pressure onto Impunity, but they already have the T1 into the Clash lane. So, once again, this is just classic BSE. MO. It's just like, we don't go for kills. You want to take team fights, we'll oblige that, but if we can't see any success in it, we'll roll out and we'll go to macro play.
I mean, but it looks like Impunity have done a great job of just trying to restrict Busan King from really popping off, right? Taking away the red buff, slowing him down, getting a lot of vision, doing things that are kind of not so conventional in that sense, because they aren't just sticking to the lane, so to speak.
No, I feel like that's kind of like what's thankful for the BP as well, because if the Dharma's included, I feel like the level 1 invade wouldn't work as well with the CC, and any further one wouldn't work too well as well. But Monkey and Dune going head-to-head here, both red and blue team in the mid lane, looking to open up the T1.
Yeah, this is the wonders of the Liu Bang, no? Being present on a BSE. He could really go around the map, doing some pushes, do counter waves as well. And in times of disaster, he just literally could be there. So this is like a threat, for an invisible threat, by the way. If you're up against a Liu Bang, the follow-up could actually come at any minute. So this makes JR a really strong contender to go in team fights.
Yep, we do get a bit of a payback there into the Clash lane, getting that T1 for the side of Impunity, so a little bit of a mirror play for Impunity, trying to give some more priority for themselves on the Gorge, get that control back.
It looks like they're trying to put some pressure in the Clash lane. They know they've taken some turrets out, but so far they're really protecting their three turrets.
Alper's pushing 3 back. He goes in. They get the launch up with the SHREW engine. Xiang is going to be killed as well. They've got 3 members thus far. It's a double kill going the way of up.
Whoa, Impunity! What is this about, hey? That Zhang Fei has really been showing its true form today.
His outburst is an absolute perfect moment. Getting 4, man. Times 4 crucial crowd control. Let's head back to the replay. This is how everything started, and they disappeared by the second.
That crucial crowd control for a times 4, man. That is just deadly, right? I mean, BSE have got to do something really good to try and pull that back, but T1 in the mid lane gone. They're at the T2s into the Clash lane, so this is looking a little bit shaky for BSE in terms of the gold lead as well. 4K.
This is a great adjustment. Impunity now is really rocking this adjustment. Their journey hasn't been easy, but now teams who actually learn from all of their losses, now really, I can call this a comeback day for everybody, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming into this, did I think Team Vitality was going to take the first series? Absolutely. Falcons came around, clapped some wins from Team Vitality, and even Team Secret, right? I mean, they took a 2-0. I think everyone was predicting at least a 2-1, but man, the domination today, day 4, has not been a mess around.
Yeah, and the lead slowly, man, recovery is like the name of the day. Loving the 3 series, by the way. And this is really one factor to see that the teams are really like showing up. Yeah, we're not giving up without a fight. And it's up against BSE, man. Will the Impunity be the one to take a game out of this series?
Imagine, right? I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but it can still be a reality for the side of Impunity. They take the T2 up into the Clash lane as well, so already helping themselves to the enemy jungle is putting them in a really nice position. BSE have got to watch out.
Yeah, and with this, either the one to watch out for is Megami landing the right outburst correctly. Man, you're really getting BSE off guard. So with that kind of defense and toughness, man, damage needs to show.
Yeah, it's the beautiful thing about Zhang Fei, right? He's able to dictate your team fight and how the engage starts. You can kind of counter-engage, you can do whatever you want. The Dream Roll came through for Busan King in a defensive manner.
Yeah, you got to deal with Captain Hook right there, right? Lin Feng, Dun. And now in the later stage or mid stage of the game, where everything is going to be in hands, speaking of objectives, they really would want to contest this. If damage is concerned, yeah, Tyrant would be the great recipe for BSE to be taken. But look at this. So much borderline control, man. Impunity. Good thing that Liu Bang or Xiang right now is trying to push in some waves up top.
Yeah, he's trying to just play that multi-objective gameplay that we know from BSE, right? It's not about those team fights, like I said earlier. It's not about the kills. It's about making your enemy team thinking, oh, they've just taken someone else from us, and we didn't quite realize how to react to that.
It's like recovery and reaction. Right now, BSE needs to find the right target here against Impunity, but because the lead slowly, man, it's like 32K, like almost 5K. Building
Quick
with
math.
Impunity.
Quick math,
yeah,
gotta love it.
Yeah, man, all of us right now, all of us in the desk have one skill, quick math. Then you prove yourself to be worthy to be here.
Yeah, that's it. Chat couldn't see that, but there was numbers, formulation.
He was
all
using
flying
the
around.
abacus. So it takes a little time,
Dip,
you know.
dip, dip. Yeah, it's 5K. It's 5K.
Well, that's how Impunity wanted to deal with this game. It's a very momentum-based tempo. Look at that. Look at the post coming from Xian Lin. Closing up in. Will they go for the engage?
They're trying to go from it from multiple angles right now. I mean, Megumi looking pretty low, and you don't want that to be your starter of that team fight, because we're seeing right now that Xiang is just playing the macro play. He's just trying to just throw the attention elsewhere.
I mean, Musang King hasn't had a buff in the longest time because Impunity have just controlled the jungle. Musang King has gone from buff to buff, and he hasn't been able to find anything. Lin Feng takes another blue away, and Impunity have just been taking over everything.
Need buff. Give me buff.
That's how the monkey sounds, right? It's a complete demonstration that they have been lacking their resources, and Impunity really took advantage of what was missing in BSE. Despite the low scoring game in their favor, they have advantage in terms of the buff. It is an enhanced Overlord, by the way, which can dictate where the Vanguard is going to go.
Yeah,
so this will put pressure too.
A lot of pressure, and I mean, I don't think they're going to pop it just yet. They're going to make sure that they maybe catch up Xiang, right? He may go for a macro play, and they'll just go, press the button, baby. Down goes that minion wave, and it's kind of just like that forces him to use his battle command, so maybe they're going to force out that ult by using the Overlord.
Yeah, and while everything is happening, you can still get your Cosmic Song series with a surprise discount. Go ahead, score it. As long as the tournament's happening, yeah, flex it away, because Yuan Stellar Songstress is our official observer. While everything's happening, we're waiting for how BSE is going to address this late game. Is JR activated?
Yeah, right now, I mean, he's trying, right? JR is definitely trying to get that power come through for the Lady Sun, but hey, down goes his ultimate. He doesn't quite have it going into this team fight.
Looking to go. Oh no, the list step just back. He was kind of feigning that one out. It looks like they're going to take the mid T3 here. The Shadow Vanguard is going to be pushing in the bottom lane, but JR is actually 2 levels behind up.
That is crazy. What, is this the first time ever seen JR struggle with this? But like I said earlier, Xiang trying to get that push, and they've used the Overlord to just cut that off and be like, hey, don't mess around. We're here to win this.
Yeah, and we've seen Xiang doing all the chance to play around the map here because he has more means to do so. But the question is, will the defense of BSE be enough here? Like, the IMP has taken a turret right onto the base here, 2 remains, and as Lady Sun is being asked on how the damage will show here. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's the combo, and BSE really needs to find an avenue to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, they got to try and do something right. They're pretty much backs against the wall. We have the Overlord at the high ground turret as well.
No. Okay, Waves pushing in from mid to bottom lane. I hope they have more resources to defend this. Yeah, Vanguard taken out as well, but look at that. Xiang is really trying his best to call the attention of Impunity right now. Slowly, yeah, breaking bases. Turrets one by one.
I think that's the only way they've got into this, right? Because, I mean, in terms of the gold lead, they're 6K behind. So they've got to try and play when Impunity are retreating. And the macro play from Xiang has to be commendable.
Okay, Tyrant is
Lin Feng, he's looking to go. He's been linked up though. Lin Feng looking to go with the Unbridled Outburst, but here's the Battlefield Command. Here come the reinforcements, and Lin Feng is going to be the first to fall. Xiao Lin is getting a little bit low, but he gets the pick up is down, as well as JR. They're continuing. Jay is looking to go for this one, but Xiang with a double kill, and they do have the Wind Slash, but X-Hero fighting 1 versus 4, and it might have been too much. And Xiang with a triple kill, and BSE come back striking hard.
That outburst was too early and only got 1, and that was like Zen. And 5 to 5, all the things that Xiang did, going all around and pushing minions, it was this moment that he said it was worth it.
We were talking about maths, but that was science in play, right? They were just waiting for the reaction, the half-life of BSE to just be like, let's go, let's pop off. And right now, they've just dominated the whole of that mid lane and bringing that gold lead only to 1K. What the?
I'm feeling you, man. And
Imagine if my ranked teams played this well and I was at the Crystal, I'd be like, hey, you guys need to be playing with me all the time. But here's the replay, man. I feel like Up was a little bit too lost into the source here. Like, he was a little bit too far away, started a little way too early. We saw that Jiang was caught out into that brush towards the mid lane, but nothing really came of it because Xiang, with that battle command, came through like a charm.
Yeah, it worked wonders as well. In the positioning of Zihong, the flow inside was like, yeah, I'm bouncing here, bouncing there. Guys, you were forgetting something. It's a damage of the Lady Johnny, and it was working perfectly. And with the moment that the perfect link that Zed did for JR worked so much, and the lane push from up top really bought so much time for BSE right now.
I mean, it's also one thing that Xiang was actually split pushing, but he's got a ton of farm. He's able to do a decent amount of damage, so you kind of need to respect him even in the team fights.
Yeah.
Look at this.
He's very patient. He's very away from the team fights, but that means he's able to mass that gold, like you were saying there, Hauler. And right now, it's looking very strong for BSE for a comeback.
Yeah, it seems like the tables have turned, and BSE kind of in the driver's seat. They're pushing the mid lane, and they are almost like getting cut off, but they are continuing to push that T3, which does go down. JR picks that one off. They have the link, and it looks like JR rolling rates back in, continuing to fight, but he gets slammed in. Oh, the 3-man stun, the 2-man stun in return. The J is down. X0 is starting to pick this off. Xiang has been killed as well, and they've turned this. They've gotten JR, they've gotten J, they've gotten Xiang, and they've got Musa King, and all they want is Jihong, who's on the run, trying to hold, but with the mid lane open, it's a matter of time. Ocean of Tears slowing it down, but it's a simple hurdle for Linfeng to get over.
What is it with these two teams just coming back at the last moment? They're both literally at the high ground turrets. Yes, there's a little bit more real estate on the side of Impunity right now, but to come all the way back to the Crystal.
10 seconds. Crystal. I don't know if this is going to be enough time. The unruly blade, Shaolin goes to the Shinobi, and they do end up taking Xiong, but they don't have the minions. They've been aced. It's a matter of time for BSE to come back. The super minions are just made it past the river. They're coming in, but somehow BSE have a lifeline.
Bro, how are we seeing this? Everything is just so calculated by BSE. Even though he was the last one to defend. Yeah, we still have dragons, by the way. How are they doing this?
Yeah, literally. They know when to lose the fights, right? And it's a little bit...
We need to lose right now. We're going to be okay, guys.
Yeah. The dragons got us. We've got our crutches. We've got our crutches. It's all good.
It's a flesh wound. It's a flesh wound.
Yeah. I can walk, Mom. I can walk. It's all good. But right now, Impunity and BSE, this is going to be like one of the closest matches of the day in terms of not just like tit for tatting kind of like Team Vitality and Falcons. This is like, hey, we're coming back at the last little point.
Yeah, they're so composed. They know what they're doing. And despite being taken off by like 4, and the lady's just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to back to the base. Don't worry. I got this. And it all works so well. Like, wow. I am loving this day, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, Xiang is continuing to push the top lane. Impunity right now are looking for the ambush. They know that the minions are going to be pushing there. They were looking to just get that nice little pick off. But Tempest Dragon, about 90 seconds away, that could be a huge factor.
Oh, okay.
I mean, did we ever expect BSE to get to Tempest Dragon in the group stages?
No, definitely not.
No.
I mean, but Impunity came prepared. They are rocking it in this game one. They're making it very competitive and difficult. But now Musan King is getting gone on the Dream Roam back to safety, and BSE have been scurried away from the potential Tempest Dragon.
I mean, that's the bait and switch, right? It's like, hey, focus up here, but my other hand's doing this. And, but again, the other hand on the side of BSE is Xiang. He's just constantly like, but guys, you fight. I can come to you whenever you want to, guys. I'll just keep pushing.
Oh my goodness, man. Xiang alone? Yeah. I am lost for words here.
I need a little help from the British guy.
Yeah. I'm just enjoying like BSE knows how to make their bread and ball work. Yeah. And this is just working so well for them. And with the right moment, they know who to target. They just need to outlast the moment where the outburst is coming from. And with this kind of situation, yeah, they put X here up top. They know what's going to happen, and they want to steal something out.
I mean, one thing that BSE needed to do a little bit better, especially in that last team fight, was that they were grouped up a little too much. Linfeng was able to combo it, and then X-Hero coming in with the Storm Strike. They had that nice little wombo combo that just controlled them and just blew them up. They need to space out a little bit and be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, I think the kind of privilege that Up has right now, he has Sun Chaser as well, which gives him obviously...
doing some damage. The Umbrella Outburst on the backside. The Shinobi, they do have the launch up. but JR has the rolling right. He somehow allows Xiang, does get the kill onto Xiaolin, and they're continuing to go. Linfeng wants to go for this one. He goes to the backline. Xiao flashes away the ocean of tears. They've controlled him, and Linfeng is down. That's a 2-for-0 with the Tempest Dragon open. Is that the next play?
That's got to be the next play, right? But that was such a bait and switch. That was so obvious. We could see that a mile off as observers.
Yeah.
But in the heat of the moment,
Oh, the cream roll, they've caught him out. They founded the Sage's Sanctuary. Megumi, he's going to die as well, and they've cleaned it up. They've gotten up, and it looks like they're going to go for this, but they've got the ace with X0. The Tempest Dragon is like, I don't need it. I'm just going to push down mid as I've got the super minions. It's just going to be a matter of time, and BSE come back after a disastrous early start to march it down in the middle to say, hey, we're still the top team. We are the top dogs. We're going to go. Shaolin trying to stasis, trying to keep it safe, but they're going to take the base, and BSE will take game 1.
Wow, what a game one, right? That was back and forth, the most I've probably ever seen, especially strategically. Not as much brawls going on, and even towards the end, the Tempest Dragon was like, bro, these guys are so legit, I want to join them and walk down to the base with them.
They had it. Impunity literally had it. And with the one key person was just like doing cleanup on the minion waves was the key to everything. All the Zhang Fei games that I saw today was all perfect of a comeback situation, but BS said, yeah, hold my Migureng, we're gonna do it. Just relax, okay? For those of you supporting us right onto the live chat right now.